is really to inspire people to build dApps and smart contracts and really bring your ideas to the world. A lot of times we just really want to lower the barrier to entry to blockchain development. And it's really hard, blockchain development, conferences are expensive, courses are expensive, and so we want to do everything that we can to empower the community, teach them, help people come together, bring people together, to be able to learn from each other, and then also put ourselves out there. How can we help people? How can we educate, a new generation of blockchain developers?
So what kind of feedback did you get? What really sparked interest in your announcements?
Yeah, I think there's just a lot of excitement around our multi-ledger strategy and that we're bringing support to Tezos. Obviously, the announcement between Hyperledger Fabric is in the works with IBM and their open source team. Corda, really exciting. And so I think it's exciting that we're moving beyond Ethereum. Of course, we've said many times, we just passed the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, actually. So we love Ethereum, and we were born at Consensus. Our roots are in Ethereum, but we're excited to move to other ledgers as well.
Yeah, I think Joe Lubin asked Tim about this yesterday. Why aren't you moving along with more blockchains? That was really interesting. Yeah. Or why aren't you saying more about that?
Yeah.
That was a kind of an interesting moment at yesterday's keynote.
I thought so too. I was excited to hear that from Joe. The one thing that I always like to talk about that I think oftentimes gets lost in the mix of the technical community is that one of our core values at Truffle is kindness, and I think that's something that has reverberated through the entire conference. Everyone is very respectful and just nice to each other, and so I think that that's something that we kind of forget sometimes in day-to-day interactions. It's really important to be kind to one another, and I think that starts with our CEO, Timothy Coulter. He's the kindest human I know.
One of your team members, a couple team members had a session about your corporate culture.
Yeah.
And about people are empowered to contribute or,
absolutely,
just decide, as long as it's kind of within the structure of the brand, they're enabled to decide what they want to do.
Right.
I thought that was kind of amazing, but how do you deal with conflict? If you have an idea and everybody else really thinks that idea will not work or might harm the company, or they just don't like that idea. They love you, but they don't like the idea. How do you handle conflict in your company?
That's a really, really good question, actually. And I think that oftentimes we really do lean back on our core values. And it might sound maybe cliche, but we have a conversation about everything. And so if there is a conflict, we sit down and we have a conversation and we talk about the pros and the cons and how it maps to our core values and how it maps to our overall strategy as a company. And then we kind of just come to a group consensus. I know that sounds weird, but we just... Yeah,
it doesn't sound weird. Group consensus sounds like exactly the thing.
One more. Okay, now anyone wants to. Everybody.